Yeah, I took the bottom part off.
Okay.
Well, let me see. Bexar. This.
All right, just have a seat.
Make sure your phones are on off or vibrate, folks.
All right, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's sort of like, Brennan, it's sort of like London outside. It's that pea soup fog and it's just bad enough rain to play with anybody's hairdo.
Yeah.
So. All right, I'm going to call the docket. You need to let me know you are here. If I don't know you are here, what's going to end up happening is a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. And the front row is for people who came in late. Yeah, you're on the front row.
If you can move back.
All right, everyone, just so you know, the court is recessing exactly at 12 p.m. because we have a trial. So if your attorneys are not here by 11:45, you got to be called back for the next day. All right, in custody, we have April Zuniga, Laura Mendoza, Antonio Melendez, Matthew Snow, Christopher Black. Thank you. In custody, we have Luis Alvarado, Neri Jimenez. Bernard, I don't want to jinx it, but it seems like everybody's here. I think I just jinxed it though. In custody, we have Emmanuel Saldana, Victor Flores, Marco Zavala, Jesse Santoya, Hannah Owen. I did jinx it. Melissa, is this Castille J?
Castilleja.
Thank you. Richard Esquivel. Damon Hill. In custody, we have David Quinn. Rolando Gutierrez. Brandon Cardona. Maricela Alonso. Thank you. In custody, we have John Cuellar, Miguel Rios, Kevin Robinson, Sarah Elizabeth Rodriguez. In custody, we have Mwandi Hamasi, Bruno Palacio, Jacqueline Wallace, Malik Lampkin. Alfonso Rodriguez. Oh, okay. Brian Sanchez. Justin Christie. Justin Christie.
I can hear later this morning, Your Honor. He's talked about his court hearing today.
Thank you. Heraclio Padilla. Thank you. Delania Stevens. Delania Stevens. Joshua Marcelios. Marcelios. Joshua Marcelios. In custody, we have James Mendiola,
Deferred, Your Honor.
Destiny Argamedo, Laura Botello, Jerry Castillo, Jerry Castillo, Fernando Trujillo, Fernando Trujillo, Danny Williams is in custody. Johnny Panuagua, custody. I pronounce that name differently every time. Jose Jimenez. Rihanna Mitchell is in custody. Is there anyone whose name was not called or you came in late? We'll start over here. Yes. I'm sorry, what? Joaquin Mendez. Who is your attorney? I'm sorry, what? Do you know their name? All right, have a seat. Anyone else on this side? All right, over here. Yes. Everyone, please be quiet. Yes. Patricia, do you have an attorney? All right, just have a seat. Who else? Yes. You need to stand up and you need to speak up. Quentin DeVillis. Do you have an attorney? Do you know who it is? All right, have a seat. Yes, miss.
Vera Kimball.
Sorry, what?
Vera Kimball. Am I in the wrong court?
This is the 187 District Court.
No, that was the court.
All right, do you have an attorney?
No.
All right, just have a seat. We'll get to you. Yes, back corner.
Go Rico,
Do you have an attorney?
I believe David Donald Wilson.
All right, just have a seat. Who else? Yes.
Rodriguez,
First name?
Rodriguez,
Do you have an attorney?
Donald Wilson.
All right, just have a seat. Anyone else? All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are the rules of the court. If you have someone who's in custody, you need to ask the deputy, have them brought out. Once you request them, do not leave the courtroom. If you have someone who needs an interpreter, once they're requested, do not leave the courtroom. And even though you may speak the person's native language, it still needs an interpreter, so ask for one. The other thing, we try to keep the courtroom as least congested as possible. So if you'll just get your file, place it on the state's desk, have a seat, they'll call you up when they're ready to confer. Do not approach the court unless you confer with the state, confer with your client. If your client has been tendered an offer, you have tendered that offer to your client. Then once you've done all those things, just ask the clerk to give me the file, have a seat. Please do not stand and congregate at the front. I will call you in order of appearance. First will be first, last will be last. So it's a little bit crowded. We have some more people coming into the courtroom. So everyone be patient. Sir, your hat needs to come off. What is your name? All right, you need to take a seat on the first row. Sir, with the cap,
Sir, have a seat.
what is your name, sir?
Ken Moyer.
Are you in court today or are you with someone?
Yes, I'm with him, grandfather.
All right, have a seat.
Fine.
Yes, you can have a seat by him. All right, everyone, please, you may confer. Could I see Joaquin Mendez? Come forward. Mr. Mendez, move with purpose.
Up here in the middle, sir.
All right. Do you know who your attorney is? No.
Right here.
Behind the line.
Behind.
Excuse me, sir.
Do you know who your attorney is?
No, ma'am, I couldn't say his
Do you
name.
know your SID number?
713-400.
Wait a minute, 713?
400. Sorry, I'm sick.
All right.
713-400, Joaquin Mendez.
Yeah.
You need to put that mask over your nose.
Sorry. I got tired with it. I ran out of breath.
All right, who's his attorney?
And I called him.
Yeah.
He didn't answer.
Sorry, who?
I think I might
Yes.
need mine too. James. Entry to a job. Resulting in escalation.
I had one today, right, sir?
No.
All
No?
right, can you give us that?
When do I?
Your case is pre-indictment. Let the bondsman know that you showed up, but you didn't have your court today because it's pre-indictment, and that's the name of your and phone number of your attorney. You need to contact him.
Miss, I was gonna ask you, ma'am, I'm on monitor.
Yeah, you need to get your attorney to address that.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
so I could leave?
Yeah,
Yes.
You could call your boss and let him know you were here.
Patricia Munoz. All right, do you have an attorney?
He's not here.
What's your attorney's name?
Anthony B. Control,
All right. What's your SID number? Do you know it?
117-1187.
All right. Do you have your attorney's contact information?
Yes, I do.
All right. Your case is pre-indictment, so it's not technically on the docket today. You'll need to contact your bondsman, let them know you are here and get in touch with your attorney. All right, you're excused. Quentin Davalos. Ah, and Deputy Laura, the jurors need to go to the Judge Catherine Torres Stalls.
Second floor?
Yes. All right. Do you know the name of your attorney?
Michael Joseph Collins.
All right. Do you have a SID number
I have the paper.
or case number?
My SID number is 1171273. Yes.
All right. So you have your attorney's contact information and how to get in touch with your attorney? All right. So this case is pre-indictment. We don't have pre-indictment cases on the docket. If your attorney wants it set for a specific reason, your attorney can set it. You're excused, but make sure you let your bondsman know you were here, okay? Thank you. Joe Rico.
Oh, they went to go get him.
Yeah. No, I haven't, but I know you brought.
Hello. Good morning. Do you know who your attorney is?
I believe Donald Wilson,
All right. Do you have a SID number?
851-420.
And who's his attorney?
Donald Wilson.
And what's the number?
10-340.
All right. Let your bondsman know that you were here. This is your,
Do I go get it?
yes, this is your attorney's. Yes, let your bondsman know, and that's your attorney's contact number.
So I'm good to go?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Alfredo Rodriguez. Hi. Do you know your SID number?
102-40.
Wait, 102.
102-4078.
Do you know your attorney?
Donald Wilson.
Okay. Have you been in contact with him?
I called him, but he hasn't answered.
All right, but you have his contact number, okay. All right, your case is pre-indictment. If you want it set on the docket, you'll need to have your attorney set it, but you're excused. Make sure you contact your bondsman and let him know you were here.
Oh,
Thank you. You're welcome.
I'm good to go.
Yes, you're free to go. Brenda, do you see a Maria Alonso on the docket?
I have a Marcella. Maricela on page 9.
Okay. Oh, all right. That's Bill Simmons. I don't know why Phyllis Bill thought she was on the case.
Tell them what I said, you can only vote.
Oh, yeah, if you had another step, I have other state. Yeah, and so this is exactly. Just no. Actually, it's energy, right? So we can. Yeah.
Yes. And oh, yeah, you put on there that it's, oh. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Analysis. This is.
Yeah, okay. Let me see if I can go back there.
Interesting. I never seen.
Thank you. All right, Mwandi Hamisi. Who's the attorney for Mwandi?
I am,
Hamisi.
Your Honor.
Yes, where's your client?
I don't know, Your Honor.
He's in custody.
Oh, she's in custody.
Yes. So I mean, just ask them to have him brought out.
Sure.
All right, Roland Gutierrez Chavez. Is your attorney here?
I am the attorney.
I'm sorry, I can't see without my glasses. Where's your client?
You want him up here?
Yes,
Okay.
Brenda.
We're gonna need an.
Everybody's a blur. All right, did you request an interpreter?
Well, I didn't know that you were gonna want him up here. so
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you need to request an interpreter. Just have a seat, sir.
Thank you.
These two, they're not ready. Kevin Robinson?
Morning, Judge. May I
Good morning.
approach?
Yes. All right, where are we on this case?
Judge, we're here in our first trial setting. We've got an evidence request from that I just put in from the state for the 911 calls of the last year between my client and his current wife. Judge is going to paint a much bigger picture.
Well,
overall
here's
for the
my
state.
question. The 911 calls for the last year, aren't they usually destroyed after a certain amount of time?
Well, I'd like to get them requests regardless and see what's available, Judge.
So when is that going to take place?
That usually doesn't take long. You could come back next week and we would probably have them.
Okay. Let me see. I'm going to give you a little bit more time than that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
We're going into the holidays.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ms. Ferguson, can I have the second week in January for discovery on Mr. Robinson? All right, any other discovery other than the 911 calls?
That's all that I need right now, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you your reset form and you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maybe excuse well.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Christopher Black. Is the attorney here for Christopher Black? Off docket, we have Robert Hitnick.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
This is off docket. The court, I'm sure will notice in a second that Mr. Hetnick has a warrant.
Yes.
We just got on the case last week. Your Honor signed the motion to sub. He's here today, and we're hoping to just take a minute to be able to address bond, hoping the court will consider reinstating his bond or at least setting a new bond in this case.
Did you speak with the state?
I did. I don't know for sure if they have an objection, but we did talk about it. They know that we were going to come up here. May I also pass a couple things to the court?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, I do remember this case. He didn't show up at all. And he was scheduled for trial.
That's correct. It's my understanding, Judge, though, of course, I wasn't here at the time. I think he was there the first day when he was sent down to impact court. And then it was his understanding that his case wasn't going to be called. So when he got a call about his mom having serious heart complications, he flew out there and he learned, from Mr. Hetnick's standpoint, he learned that day that he was supposed to be back.
No, and he didn't appear at all. He didn't appear by Zoom or anything. He was a no-show at 11:25.
Um,
He's gonna have to take a seat in the box.
I understand.
All right, is the attorney here for Christopher Black?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Black, today is your plea deadline date. So are you still requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Judge, and we learned this thing, we're missing a few rear Coban videos from Selma PD. I've told the office prosecutor which officers those are, so they're gonna request those for us.
Yes.
All right, so when will you have those?
Those take a little bit longer, so maybe the same reset into January.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a reset on this case for late January for discovery Coban video? All right, we're gonna come back on January 31st. He needs to have those videos before then. And I will make that your plea deadline date since there's some discovery you have not seen.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And do we have the interpreter here yet? The interpreter's not here. Mr. Foley. Hello. All right. Are you still in jury trial?
Finished yesterday.
Ah,
Almost 2 months straight.
oh, wow. So are you coming here for another trial?
Sorry, Judge.
Are you coming here for another trial?
Yeah, let's start. Let's fix it.
Okay. Lupe, why am I just getting this if this was done on November 30th? Okay. Gallegos on Zoom.
Yes. Move over. Now, where we talk about you have some. Come on. Yeah. All the way. All the way.
Yes. Okay, all right, thank you. I'll look at it. Yes. So what's the issue? All right, who's her attorney? All right, so can we do iPad or something? Yeah, so we'll do an iPad and she can be on Zoom with her attorney. Is that possible? Or are we shorthanded? Hmm? Yeah, well, the attorney's on Zoom. So here's the question. Are we shorthanded and or can she be on Zoom? If Brenda uses her pad, or do we need to? All right, well, what we can do then is we can recall her for a different day. We can recall her for tomorrow by Zoom. Who is this person? 9:30, yeah. So who's this person? No, what's her name? Okay, so here's my other question. How long would it take her to go back to the jail and just get on Zoom there? All right, all right, this is what we'll do then. Because we're shorthanded, if we can't get another deputy to have her on Zoom, send her back, tell them to place her on Zoom, and we will take it up when she's back at the jail. Norma, can you contact her attorney Gallegos? Margot Gallegos. Okay, all right. Okay.
You must be much like. But yeah, I mean, I would already say that. All over myself.
I, almost like. So I literally have one of those high bars with my gym.
All right. Everyone needs to whisper. All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, last time they offered us a pretrial
Oh,
diversion.
stop. Are you going to interpret for him?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. I'm Jean Marie Ruffini. I'm a licensed court interpreter.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, we're not on the record. All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, last time they offered him a pretrial diversion. I was checking his immigration status to make sure it didn't affect him. So today we're going to accept the offer for pretrial diversion, and we're asking for a short reset to do that application.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a PTD date on Hercilio Padilla. All right, we're going to come back on February 7th, just at 9 a.m. Make sure he's filled out all the paperwork before then.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you the reset form. Thanks for coming in. I haven't seen you before.
I was shadowing about a year and a half ago here. I started and I'm basically the immigration court, Your Honor.
Okay, oh, awesome.
They asked me to cover today, so.
Well, good seeing you back.
Thank you, ma'am. I think I did work with you. Well, I chatted with you in the past.
Ah, okay, I'm trying to remember who you were shadowing that day.
Jorge Valle,
Okay,
Jorge and Flavia have been my mentors.
awesome. Well, welcome.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then you're excused. They're just going to give him his reset form.
Okay, and I'm gonna be with another case.
All right, thank you. Brenda, it is 1,000 degrees in here.
It is, Judge.
Yeah, she's right.
Understanding.
Sarah Rodriguez.
Morning,
Hello,
Your Honor.
good morning. What's happening with this case?
Your Honor,
This is our first setting and I briefly conferred with the state on the matter. And from what I can tell, it looks like we're missing some co-ban videos, which I discussed. And
Who were you conferring with?
Marcus,
All right, Marcus, how long is it going to take to get the Coban videos?
At most, a couple of weeks ago.
Is there any other discovery other than the Coban videos?
as far as what I can tell, no, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I need a date for discovery on Sarah Rodriguez.
The 19th.
You want to put it in the new year? Yes. All right, we'll be back on January 19th. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset warrant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And happy holidays.
Oh, happy holidays to you too. Who's here on Rolando Gutierrez Chavez?
I'm here, Judge, interpreter here.
All right, awesome. Hi. Ah, I just saw you. All right, where are we on this case?
This is our first appearance.
Everyone
And I-
needs to whisper.
I have received an offer from the state. I have reviewed all the discovery. There are no problems with discovery. We just cannot agree, the state and I did convey the offer to my client. And he agrees we need to proceed forward to get in line for a jury trial.
All right, is your client a citizen?
He is.
Okay, and I always ask that question whenever people need an interpreter. It's just something that I do out of the abundance of caution. All right, so usually I give people a plea deadline date. Ms. Ferguson, can I get a plea deadline date on Roland Gutierrez for the new year, please? All right, we're going to come back on January 19th. At that time, you need to let me know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. That's going to be your plea deadline date. If you do not accept the state's offer, then the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
After you get your reset form, you can be excused.
I might add that a lot of things have happened since I tried a case against you in 2018 in the 379.
Yeah, I remember. So how you been doing?
Well, I had my ups and downs.
Uh-huh.
If we can talk about it later.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good seeing you. Thank you. Yes. You too. Have a good one. Who's here on James Mendiola?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, if you can come forward. There's been no flooding of cells today, I see.
Oh,
All right.
today, Miss.
Okay. All right, what happened to you?
Oh, nah, what do you mean?
I mean, you have a black
Oh,
eye.
no, I had got into this misunderstanding thing and it was over just playing around and led to another, got into a little argument about it. And
Or are you okay?
yeah, I'm doing okay, Miss. I'm doing
Okay,
doing okay, Miss.
all right. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 7418, State of Texas versus James Mendiola. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Marcus Sanders?
defense?
Please.
And are you Mr. Mendiola?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery Mr. Mendiola, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah, oh, yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? There's an enhancement.
No, Judge, we're waiving the enhancement paragraph.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
And I have on here that there was a psych evaluation and waiting.
He was found competent, I believe, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Mendiola, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Oh, yeah, I signed it, miss. I did.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of injury to the elderly, bodily injury as a third-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Oh, I did, miss.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I did.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mandela, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Pretty much, yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am, miss.
All right, everyone, you are going to need to be quiet in the box while we're on the record. All right, we're back on the record. Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, miss. Yes, ma'am. I did.
According to the agreement, the state is requesting that your punishment be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There are no applications. They will take in consideration 2022 CR. This writing gets me every time. 7212. County Court Cause number 6888162, JN number 2080912. Did you understand that to be the plea?
I did, miss. Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, State Offer States Exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objections.
Mr. Mendiola, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney?
I did, miss. Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did. Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, taking consideration 2022 CR 7212, County Court Cause number 688-162, JN number 2080912. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
You dated it. It's the small things. Mr. Mineola, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Well, I did, miss. I signed it.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record, Mr. Mendiola.
Mhm.
Senior citizens, the elderly,
Yeah.
they don't want to be hit.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just want to, here's the thing, they just want to enjoy their life.
Yes.
And for us young people, we need to make sure they enjoy their life because they've served their time on this planet, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, miss. Thank you, miss.
You're welcome. Who is Raul Reyes?
Judge, my pay from yesterday,
Yes.
I totally forgot that I'm closing on my condo in Mexico City on the 19th.
You're just like a Renaissance man.
I didn't realize it till I got home.
Okay.
Can you possibly do it like you wanted to do it January 19th? Could you do it the week of January 9th?
Okay. Yeah, we can do it that week. Are you going to be gone? Because I know you're going to be traveling for
I
3
leave on the
months.
14th, so on Saturday, I'll be here that whole week trying to take care of everybody.
And are you coming back after your trip? After 3 months, or are you just gonna?
No, I'm
Keep
coming back. I
traveling.
have to come back, unfortunately. I'm tired of all my clients and telling me they know more than I do.
Hey, it happens.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Paul Reyes, can we do that on January 9th? All right, we'll see you on January 9th.
Okay.
Is he in
And-
custody?
No, he's out on, but I have his telephone number. He calls me every single day. So
Okay.
believe me, I've got it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Who's here on Victor Flores? All right, if you can come forward with your client. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 10022, State of Texas versus Victor Flores. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Oscar Smith, State of Texas.
Defense?
Thomas Beck for defense.
And are you Mr. Flores?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Flores, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
All right. State is are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? And standing in now for the state is Marcus Sander.
Yes, Judge, we are not. We're waiving the repeat enhancement paragraph, both of them.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Flores, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
State is proceeding on theft under 2,500 enhanced as a state jail felony. Range of punishment is 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. You are going to have to be quiet in the box. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do believe
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
he is competent. He was saying yes.
Mr. Flores, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 10 months in the state jail facility and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense,
Yes.
state?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to the offense is charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Yes, state offers states exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objection.
Showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we would ask for credit for time served.
All right, the court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Sir, you're gonna have to stop stealing. And whatever your reason is for stealing, if it's you have a drug addiction, then you need to take care of that. If it's you don't have a job, then you need to get a job. But stealing is not an occupation and it should not be used as one. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's here on John Cuellar? Mr. Cuellar, come down. Where are we on this case?
We have a plea and we like a plea deadline for not more than 30 days.
All right, do you have all the discovery?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a plea deadline date on John Cuellar for the new year, please. All right, we'll see you back on January 5th.
Thank you.
I felt that.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome. Who's here on David Quinn? David Quinn,
Oh, I conferred with that one, Judge.
where's the attorney?
Oh, here it is. Oh,
All right, what's happening with this case?
I need to hand over some discovery on my case, Judge, and I'm gonna adopt the CPD case also from my division. He has two.
Burglary of a building and unauthorized use. This is your division?
So the reason it's a burglary of a building because it was burglarizing, the allegation is he was breaking into multiple mailboxes at different.
Okay,
So all the evidence comes from the US Postal Service. And so I need to get that over to Mr. Lamas. There's quite a bit of stuff.
all right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a date in late January for discovery on Mr. Quinn.
I think it's 31st.
All right, we'll come back on January 31st.
Thanks, Judge. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, all right, thank you. All right, who's here? Oh, where's his attorney? I mean, where's her attorney? All right.
Hamasi,
Okay, I need the file.
Hamasi.
Yeah, just put it there. That's done. All right, what is happening with your client?
Yes, Judge. Two things. Number one, bond has been set from what I can see at 30,000. Judge, and she has been incarcerated since August. And we would like a reduction of bond. I have discussed this issue with the state, and the state has said that.
Has a motion been filed?
No, I haven't filed.
All right, so what we'll have to do is we'll have to set it for a hearing.
Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and file the motion
Okay,
for bond reduction.
all right, Ms. Ferguson, see if Judge Carruthers is available to hear this. And
Judge, there's one other issue.
yes,
I'm having a difficult time communicating with my client.
all right, send it to Judge Carruthers for that and also for competency.
Yes, so I think I'll file a motion to withdraw or at least competency on that. This is the first trial set.
All right, and what date? Ms. Ferguson? All right, so it'll take place in Judge Carruthers' court.
January 19th.
Yes. Miss Hamisi? Hi, if you can come up, please. All right, Miss Hamisi, am I pronouncing your last name correctly?
Amisi Mwanaidi.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to forward your case to Judge Carruthers. And I've set it for January 19th, but my coordinator is going to call to see if they can do it sooner than that, okay?
I need to listen to you, so I'm not having anything to say. Thank you.
All right. And is she a US citizen?
No, she's not.
Immigration, green card.
Okay. And Norma, we're going to need to appoint an immigration attorney as well.
For 13 years.
All right. We'll make sure that we get an immigration attorney for you as well. And they're just the immigration attorney for, as it relates to the criminal case and not. the
Yeah,
local
for
one.
Padilla, for Padilla.
Yes.
Yeah.
For somebody cook ups for me when I go to visit my friends. So somebody try to cook ups for me. So that's why I'm here. So I'm not having any problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, and Ms. Ferguson, can you make sure you call Judge Carruthers Court and see? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's here on Jerry Castillo? Hello. Hello. So you have a violation report.
Yes, Your Honor, but I believe it was his understanding that the protective order that we're talking about, the expired on the 17th of November. And I don't know if the offense was on the 17th day of November, but it's very close. He believed that it had been expired. And the reasons for the protective order, there's been no assaults or threats that he's been criminally charged with respect to the complaining witness. So there's just a protective order out there that he's violated, and I believe he violated it on the expiration date. He was trying to see his kids. And so he knows now that he needs to have his mom or somebody make those arrangements.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
He's gonna sit over in the box, states you need to contact the complainant, see if the complainant is available by Zoom, so we can figure out what's going on here.
All right, Judge, and I want to ask you, may I be excused just to make announcements?
Yes.
In County Court 11 and 5? And I'll be back.
Yes, okay.
All right,
Yes, Deputy Laura, he needs to go in the box.
I will. Maybe you're not.
Thank you. All right, Brian Sanchez. All right. Last time we were here, it was motion to suppress or something that maybe you were gonna look at.
Yes.
So have you filed it?
Yes.
All right, is that motion to suppress gonna be dispositive or no?
No.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date for Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez, your plea deadline date has expired. If you wish to enter a plea, it will have to be for good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have all your discovery?
Yes, Judge.
All right. State on Brian Sanchez, I'm gonna need a discovery acknowledgement.
Let me confirm with them one more time about the discovery. There was one video that I was having issues with.
Oh, yeah, you can confer. All right, just have a seat. He's gonna confer with the
Yes, ma'am.
state. Who's here on Matthew Snow? And probation, this is an application. Court is calling 2021 CR 10313. State of Texas versus Matthew Snow. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Oscar Salinas.
Defense?
Clarissa Fernandez Pratt for Matthew Snow.
And are you Mr. Snow?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Slow, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
All right, next I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonition. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault serious bodily injury, that's a second degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does. Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Snow, I'm going to. Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain agreement, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration county court cause number 688-355. There's to be restitution to Timothy Knox, Knox, and Storm Busher, Buescher. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
Be filed, we haven't heard. Thank you.
Then I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years, that there be a TAP evaluation, and no contact with Timothy Knox and Storm Busher. Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Until the offense is charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the plea?
Yes, Judge, State Officer Wilson Marcus States Exhibit 1 and his attachments and evidence.
No objections from the defense?
Mr. Snow, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, this was a one-time incident.
with respect to the incident that night, he is very remorseful for what happened. He certainly didn't intend to cause serious bodily injury, but that was the result of what his actions, how he hit the gentleman's face.
So I'm trying to figure out why this happened. So you're at a bar and I'm reading that there was a female who was dancing and the police report says erotically on the dance floor. And then you charged the group. Was this female who was dancing? Was that your girlfriend? What was she to you?
Your Honor, it was my wife. She wasn't, it wasn't erotic.
Well, that's what they said.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, well, yes, Your Honor. But they were harassing her, like bullying. It wasn't like anything like that. Nah, I made the stupid move to defend my wife with violence, and then a fifth guy jumped in to break up the fight. In that moment, I thought he was participating in the fight, and I heard him. And I look forward to the opportunity to make that right through restitution. And
All right, so were you drinking?
no, Your Honor. My tab that night I think was $8.
Do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
I have 11-year-old twins.
Well, you should know the answer to this question. What's their date of birth?
February 29th, 2012.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Usually you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know the birth dates. So are you employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
I'm a site superintendent for a general contractor construction firm.
All right, any drug issues?
Not at all, Your Honor.
All right, any other questions?
No.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. This Timothy Knox and Storm Boucher, that's the no contact is outside the agreement. I'm assuming you have no problem not having any contact with them.
I have no idea who they are.
Okay. So we're going to do $1,000 fine. That will be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication. Taking consideration, County Court Cause number 688-355. Restitution and no contact with Timothy Knox and Storm Boucher. Brenda, I will mispronounce that name several different ways. Are you and your wife still together
No, we're currently getting divorced.
because of this?
No.
Okay.
Mental health issues.
All right. So I'm going to do 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to do that. If you do that, 40 of those hours be waived. We're going to do parenting classes. And once you complete the parenting classes, the remaining of the community service hours will be waived.
Okay.
And to me, you can never have too much parenting classes. They don't give you any of that when you leave with your baby at the hospital. As people know, they're just like, here you go. Good luck to you. So we're going to do that. We're going to do random UAs. Probation. If there's an issue with his UAs at any time, then do a TAP evaluation. And we'll follow the recommendations for TAP. But if TAP wants inpatient treatment, we'll do intensive outpatient treatment to begin with. We're going to do field visits 1 time per month. And you do the field visits for 3 months. If there are no issues with field visits, then you can cease them if probation wants to cease with the field visits. And if probation wants, the field visits can count as reporting. But I am going to order regular reporting by Zoom or in person. And we'll do an anger management course. Proof of employment within 30 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else that's needed?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Snow, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I appreciate you. You always come dressed appropriately for court and you're always on time. I appreciate that. I'm sure your attorney has something to do with that. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorneys? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you. Your Honor.
Probation, just remain in court. Probation will speak with you. And do you have that dismissal form?
Yes, Judge. May I approach?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, who's here on Laura Botella? Good morning. Where's Miss Botella?
She is making her way to the front, Judge.
All right, so Miss Botella.
Hi, Your Honor.
Hello. Look, the rules are the rules. The law is the law. If people want to change the law, they need to talk to the legislature. You are required to either have the ignition interlock or scram.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know funding is an issue. I know that they say they have a scram device that is for free. I know they say they have an ignition interlock device that's for free, but that's like a myth because I've yet to see it. So you're going to have to get that. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be in custody. Yes.
If I may, Judge, I believe when we did bring up the funding issue, when we initially ordered the scram as an alternative to the breath device.
Mhm.
And I thought we had discussed waiving the fees, but it seems that wasn't.
Now, I always put waive fees or defer fees, but that's a third party contract. So I have no control over that. Sometimes they will defer fees, but she's got to get it.
I have the at-home device. It's calibrated and I've been blowing.
So, all right, well, Ms. Ferguson, can you have their Morgan Brown, the pretrial officer, zoom in here? Because they're telling me something different.
So I believe that we were able to get her back in line after the report was submitted. Ms. Patel was apparently sick, and so her ability to calibrate was delayed, but she has she has calibrated it, and she has been doing her appropriate loads, Judge.
Okay, all right, we're just gonna have them zoom in. Who is Mendoza? Is that the person who, okay. I still don't know where her attorney is. Hello, I'm sending you to a breakout room.
I'm sorry, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Okay.
And Ms. Mendoza, if you go to breakout room number 1, please.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, so as soon as we get the pretrial services officer on, we will make sure that this is corrected, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is why I have pretrial violation hearings, because you get a report and maybe it's something has happened in the interim. All right, just have a seat and we'll take you up as soon as they zoom in.
Thank you, Judge.
Justin Christie?
My approach on it.
Yes.
Yeah, my client has not yet appeared yet. I've not been able to track him down. I did speak to him late last week and we literally talked about the court date this morning, his intention to plea on the case, but I've been trying to call him this morning as well.
All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 7821, State of Texas versus Justin Christie for the state. For the state. For the defense.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Finch on behalf of Mr. Christie.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:44 a.m. Deputy Laura, has Mr. Christie announced in the hall? No, Your Honor. All right, defense, where is your client?
Your Honor, I anticipated him being here this morning. We talked about it earlier this week. He is not here yet this morning. I'm trying to get a return phone call from him to see what his whereabouts are, but I might ask that you hold off on anything until at least noon to see if I can track him down.
All right, state.
The state would ask for a bond forfeiture.
All right, that'll be granted. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your
But
Honor.
for now, it'll be a bond forfeiture and your client will be remanded without bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused to track him down? Thank you, Judge.
All right, who's here on Brian Sanchez? All right. So did you sign the discovery
I
acknowledgement?
did not, Judge. I'm just not sure I can bother Mr. Sanders to go through all the videos in the case while in the middle of your docket. So if you'd like us to come back another day so I can have time to have somebody do that.
All right, so you don't know if you have all discovery yet.
I do not. I know there's a particular video that I've been looking for that I can't find.
All right, you all gonna have to handle discovery off docket. Give me a date in January for discovery. And when you all come back, I'm gonna expect a discovery acknowledgement signed.
Understood, Judge.
Yes. All right, we'll be back on January 19th for discovery.
Thank you, Judge. I
Thank
think
you,
I have
Judge.
another one behind it.
All right.
Thank you.
Jerry Castillo,
Over here, ma'am.
where's your, oh, just 1 second. Sorry, we're waiting for information. Neri Jimenez. Hello, what is happening with this case?
Judge, I think it's our first setting. I've reviewed the file and I've gotten an offer from the state.
I'm sorry, you have what?
I have an offer from the state.
All right, do you have all the discovery?
I believe we do, Judge, yes.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can you put this on January 19th for a plea deadline date? All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you a reset
Thank you,
form.
Judge. Setting.
All right, who's here on Dennis Martinez?
Present for Mr. Martinez.
Have you conferred with the state?
Yes, I have, Judge. And Mr. Sanders has agreed to the tracking.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, Judge. We
welcome.
appreciate the court's time.
I'm sorry, who? Okay. Who is Morgan Brown for? Oh, it's the Bateo. Okay. All right, Ms. Brown, are you able to hear us? I understand your camera is not working. Oh, come forward. She's connecting to audio. Ms. Brown? You're on mute.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. I have Laura Botello before me, and she says that she's in compliance now. Is that correct?
Yes, she did calibrate her device. I believe the issue we had was when she went to go get the scram, the orders we had on Mocha didn't have the fees waived. So I couldn't authorize fees being waived, and I wanted to clarify because the order we received stated to reduce the blow levels until scram was available. So we went ahead and scheduled her. And then when she went to the appointment, she was under the impression the fees were waived. I don't recall if that order was sent out.
All right, I will put it in the order and make sure it's there that fees are to be waived.
Okay, perfect. Just have her continue using the portable until she gets scram installed.
Yes.
Okay.
So just so I can be clear, so does she have, is there a scram device available for her and she just needs to have it installed through you?
We use RMS. I can call them today to get the soonest appointment available. The only issue I foresee is when you waive the fees, there is a waiting list. The first month's fees are due until you're off of the waiting list.
Okay. So will she always have to pay the first month's fees regardless?
I would have to ask. I don't know if she can wait to install until she's off the waiting list.
Yes.
I'm not sure how that works.
Well, what we'll do is we'll keep her on the portable. And then we will put her alternate amend to move to scram once she's off the waiting list for scram and the fees are to be waived.
Okay.
All right. All right, is there anything else she needs to do?
No, other than that, she's been communicating.
All right, so we're gonna have the fees waived on the scram. They're gonna put, you still gonna have to sign up for it. They're gonna put you on the waiting list. And once scram is installed, then the portable can be removed. All right, is there anything else?
At this time, Judge.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for zooming in.
No problem.
Oh, no, we're not done. They need to confer with the state. And on this one, Jerry Castillo. They need to confer. And we're waiting for the complainant to zoom in. All right. Can you mute us, please? Mute us. Alvarado. Hello.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, great. So today is the plea deadline date. So is he going forward with the trial?
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I'm gonna need a jury trial date from Mr. Alvarado. All right, so it's gonna be March 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever clothing you have at the jail.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you wish to appear in some different attire, you need to sign a clothing exchange for your attorney. If there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let me know. We'll see if we can help facilitate that. All right, so you'll come back on March 7th.
Thank you, miss.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
This way, Judge. All right, see you later, man. Go ahead. Okay, let's go.
All right, and we're still waiting on Castillo. Oh, State, are you ready on Castillo?
We haven't been able to hear back from the victim, but I did want to, I think I might have to offer some clarification.
Sure. All right, let's come forward on Jerry Castillo. All right, so what is the clarification?
Judge, I believe that he was confused, or he was saying he was confused about the protective order. And what it actually is there was a violation of the protective order back in January or February. And when he got released on that case, he had a no contact order as a condition of bond. So the protective order did expire, but it was a repeat violation of the bond condition that he then violated in November.
I believe that's correct. I think that he thought that the protective order expired so that he could go pick up his kids and make arrangements. But he knows he can't do that now, Judge, and he doesn't want to violate the bond. He just wanted to see his children, and he'll get his mom to arrange for their patients.
Are you in contact with the complainant on this? Have you been in contact with her?
No, ma'am.
Do you have her number?
No, ma'am.
Then so you just showing up at her house for a visitation?
I haven't seen.
No. I'm talking about this violation that occurred, this violation report.
Yes, ma'am.
So your attorney is telling me that you went over there to see your children.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you have her number.
Yeah.
I did not go to her place of residence. That's the report.
We have been in touch previously with the complainant, and it is phone calls, just excessive numbers of.
I've never gone to her place of residence.
All right, so you have her phone number. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Well, yes, I do.
All right. So do you have the phone number that he has, State?
I can cross check that.
All right.
Sorry, I'm
All
sorry.
right,
Judge.
give your attorney the phone number so we can see if we can get in touch with the complainant.
Can I just talk to you, Judge?
Sure. All right, and state in defense, just so you know, what I'm thinking about doing is doing a GPS. So, but I just want her to be aware so I can figure out what's going on here.
And Judge, we do believe they're the same phone numbers. You know, it's not on them, so he's not sure. The last number is different.
Okay.
But it's the same number.
Okay.
If he doesn't have his, he needs his cell phone to see them.
Okay. All right, so state, what do you want to do with this violation?
Judge, we would ask for that GPS.
He's
I'm on
there.
GPS already.
Yeah, he's on one. He doesn't go over there.
That's why I'm
That's a
not
problem.
allowed to go.
Here's the thing. I don't know what you fail to understand. And I understand maybe there's some confusion. Maybe people think, oh, there's no longer a protective order, therefore I can call. But even if there's no protective order, you can call. Nobody wants you to call them 10, 12 times. Guess what my motto is? My motto is if you call once, okay. Twice, okay. And there's no response. The third time you begging. Stop begging. And I can tell you right now, in this court, as far as you should be concerned, even if she wants to be with you, I'm not allowing it. So you are not to call her. You are not to contact her. You are not to go to her house. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes when conditions are done, sometimes it's punishment, right? Sometimes it's rehabilitation, but I see I'm gonna have to punish you a little bit. So what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna be on full house arrest. Yeah, he's gonna have to let them know you're gonna be on full house arrest for a month. So if you end up losing your job, that's all on you because you were not supposed to have contact with her. You were not supposed to be calling her. And it's clear in the court's orders that you are not supposed to be calling her. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But his mom arranged the visitation, right?
Yeah, his mom can arrange visitation, but he's not allowed
Now,
to.
he didn't understand the difference between the bond and the protective order, Judge. That's really,
Okay.
he didn't want to violate it.
Okay. All right. Do you understand now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're going to do full house arrest for 1 month. If there are any violations on that house arrest, what's going to end up happening is we're not going to have this conversation anymore. A warrant will be issued and we can address that from the Bexar County Jail. Do you understand?
Of course. Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right. Already used to.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, no.
And I'm sorry. Have you conferred with the state on the underlying case?
See, that's it, Judge. There's no assault and there's no terroristic threat. There's no underlying case.
No, I mean, what he's charged with. The repeated bond of a protective order. I mean, the repeated violation of a court
I don't
order.
know, Judge. He has no fines with respect to this offenses with respect to this defendant.
No, I mean, he's here for,
A repeated violation of protective. order.
yes.
Okay, let me find out. Have you been charged with this?
This is my first one.
You want to confer with state? Do you have the file
They don't have the file.
on Jerry Castillo? Can you have that file brought down?
Look for it. We believe it was recently indicted and we haven't been able to track down that physical file.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Jerry Castillo, I need a court date and let's just set this court date 1 month from now. And then
It's on
we'll
the
see.
16th, the court date.
Hmm?
The court date's on January 16th.
December.
What?
It's-
Oh, December
This
16th.
month, yes.
Oh, it's December 16th?
Yes.
All right, let's set it from a month from now, so we'll remove that date. What date, Ms. Ferguson? All right, so we're gonna come back on January 19th. If all is well, I'll take you off the full house arrest, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, don't call her anymore.
Will that, when I get removed from that house arrest, will I also be removed from this violation?
We do everything in steps. Let's cross one bridge. First thing we're gonna do is the full GPS.
Okay.
So if they're in violations, you're gonna still be on full arrest. You understand?
Mhm.
All right.
Now, will I keep the same pretrial officer? as
Yes.
this? Okay.
And I think you could come to my office too if you have to.
Okay,
Is that correct, Judge?
I'm sorry, what?
If he needs to come to my office for any reason?
Yes.
okay.
All you have to do is call them and let them know you're going to your attorney's office.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you. Just, you gotta sign this.
You're welcome. Who's here on Brandon Cardona? You're on this side. And your client's in the middle. All right, what's happening with this case?
Judge, we request a reset for this, conferred with the state today. They're looking for a little bit more information to confirm some issues that we have.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a reset date on Cardona for discovery? All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form for January 12th at 9 a.m.
Great, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's here on Richard Esquivel? Hi.
Now you're starting at 12 for your trial, right, Judge?
No, we're starting at 1:30. Yeah, but we're recessing at 12. Who's the attorney for Richard Esquivel?
Your Honor. Neil Calcis with Ruben Bisenia.
All right. Mr. Esquivel, why are you late?
Just, I was in the wrong, sport, really. I had come here previously. It was, down the hall there the other way. And just the weather and stuff. I mean, I just didn't expect it to be so slippery on the road and, I'm not a, very.
What do you mean slippery on the roads? I came here, I was here at 9 a.m.
Well, earlier it was wet,
No, it was wet when I came in.
I know, well, my car, I guess, maybe needs tires or something, but it was, for me, it was a bit slippery. And that's why I was just driving a little slow.
All right.
I
here's the
apologize,
thing. I'm not gonna allow you to be late again. You
Yes, ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where are we on this case?
Your Honor, the state just made us an offer. I'd like a little time to go over discovery further with my client and explain to him the offer. And I would really greatly appreciate an opportunity just for a little bit of time, if you wanted to set.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset? Plea deadline date for Mr. Esquivel? All right, so we're gonna come back on January 12th. That will be your plea deadline date. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form, and that's at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll be on
All right,
time.
thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, have a seat.
Hey, okay. All right, you're here for Hannah Owen.
Owen, Judge, she has received a couple violation reports the last week. We've been trying to get a hold of her with no success.
All right. All right, could I have a prosecutor, please? Court is calling 2022 CR 10027, State of Texas versus Hannah Owen. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Manuel Rodriguez.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:21 a.m. Deputy Laura, has there been an announcement for Miss Owen? All right, defense, have you had contact with your client?
I have not, Judge, and a week ago, I believe today, there was a violation report and another violation, a more formal violation report filed today. I've tried to contact the numbers listed that I have with no success.
All right, state.
Judge will ask that her bond be forfeited and a warrant issued.
All right, that'll be granted. If you're able to get in touch with your client and she presents herself, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Gallegos, do you need to speak with the state? And I need the violation reports on Owen. Who's here on Emmanuel Saldana? All right, and where is Emmanuel Saldana? All right, come forward, please. Mr. Statesman, always good to see you. What is happening with this case?
Judge, this one, we had filed a motion for psychoval and it came back that he was found competent.
Okay,
And we have a plea offer received today. And Joanne de Hoyos had to be out of the county today. I'm asking for a short reset so that Mr. Hoyos can speak with him in more detail about the offer.
okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson. Can I have a date in mid-January for plea deadline date for Mr. Saldana? All right, so we'll be back on January 12th, and that will be your plea deadline date.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Good seeing you.
You too. Who's here on Johnny Paniagua? All right, thank you. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 3922 State of Texas versus Johnny Paniagua. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Tony Jimenez.
And are you Mr. Paniagua?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest to count one on October 4th. It was set for a PSI. Then it was set for sentencing on November 10th, but we're here now because, of course, we had jury trials and some other things. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
None, Your Honor.
Defense? All right. Are there any witnesses, state,
None from the state.
defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will hear argument. State?
Judge, just a brief argument. We are asking that you deny his application. As you can see from the PSI, he is already a habitual offender. Additionally, the defendant is in custody today because he picked up a new offense, I believe on December the 5th. He was arrested for a new drug offense. Obviously, he's not a good candidate for probation, so we're asking that you deny his application.
All right, defense?
Judge, understanding the reality of the pre-sentence report, what's contained in the report and my client's criminal history, I still wanted to bring to the court's attention that prior to his arrest this weekend, he had completed a drug and alcohol awareness class. He had submitted diagnostic drug testing for the last 3 weeks, which were all negative for methamphetamine and amphetamines. He also attended AA and NA during the period of September 28th up until November 15th. He was to provide me with some additional NAAA class completions, but again, because of his recent arrest, he was not able to provide that to me. Judge, he acknowledges what happened this weekend. We were all shocked by it, myself included as his attorney of record. His family is really at a loss. Again, he's taking responsibility. It's my understanding that when we go forward today, the state is going to TIC the new case for which he was arrested.
And what was the alleged amount of drugs in the new case?
If I remember, it came in as a 4,200. We looked at the report yesterday, I believe it was 32 grams.
35.91
All
grams.
right. So here's the thing. When I was an attorney in treatment court, what we would always say is that the difference between a person who's charged with possession and a person who's not is the person who's charged with possession for less than a gram didn't get a chance to use it because they're in the throes of their addiction. But his amount of drugs, the weight of it goes beyond possession in the court's opinion. So I'm going to deny the applications. I'm going to find you guilty Does anyone want to speak to the cap?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, the state
We're asking for 10.
All right, defense?
judge, I'm requesting a sentence of 6 years in this case, and I'm basing that recommendation to the court on the fact that he has been trying, he was making inroads into his addiction problem. He was in these programs. He was seeking resolution, but unfortunately for him, he made the wrong decision, obviously. And again, I'm just asking the court, I think the last sentence that was imposed on him, I believe was a 6-year sentence. I'm asking for the same sentence in this court. I think that, well, he could speak for himself. I'm not going to tell the court that I believe that he's turned the corner on the situation he finds himself in. But if he wants to address the court on that and why he should get 6 years, I'm sure that he can. But again, Judge, I presented what I thought would be mitigation for him in terms of punishment. And that's all I have to offer at this time.
Is there anything you wish to say, Mr. Palmio?
I was just trying to-
Just one moment before you speak. I'm going to have you sworn in, and if you decide to speak, then the state may have some questions. So do you want to be cross-examined by the state potentially? All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Johnny Piniella.
All right, make sure you speak up.
Oh, Johnny Piniella.
All right, so here's my question.
Mhm.
What punishment do you think you deserve?
I believe, I guess, what you offer. I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
What you offer. I mean,
No. It's like, my question is, what do you think that you deserve?
Well, what I want.
No, not what you want. Like, I can tell you, usually what people want, they're like, I want probation. But my question for you is, what do you think you deserve? Your range of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life of prison, right? That's the range for the offense. Now, your punishment based upon your plea agreement has been capped at 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can sentence you anywhere from 5 to 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So my question is, what do you think you deserve?
I will go with 6.
Why? Why do you think you deserve 6 if you just spent 6 years in the prison?
Because I've been trying to change. I've been my hardest. I've been trying to give up everything. It's just I made a wrong decision at the wrong time, just because I was trying to save up some money for commissary or my daughter right at the end too. And I know I messed up.
Well, here's the thing. If you're telling me you're saving money for commissary, then that means that
No.
you're selling.
No, like for my daughter.
Well, that means that you're selling. And you're not just using. And I'm going to tell you what I tell plenty of people who have drug addictions, plenty of people who sell drugs. You know what my grandmother and mom always told me? You can't build your happiness off somebody else's misery. And when you sell drugs to people, they're in misery, and you're trying to build your happiness, your financial happiness off their misery. And that's not good. You understand?
Yes,
So just
ma'am.
because you're hurting, that doesn't mean that you should go out and hurt others.
Yes, ma'am.
You see people on the side of the road who are addicted. Some of them, their mind will never be the same because of whatever drug somebody sold them, who is building their happiness off their misery. And at the end of the day, I bet when you get the money, you don't even know where it went because it goes so quickly because you didn't get it in a good way. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right. This is what the court's going to do. I'm going to find you guilty. There's $171 restitution to SAPD. Taking consideration 2022 CR 6572. Do you want to be placed in the therapeutic community?
Yes.
All right, so here's the thing about the therapeutic community. They may not accept you, but they definitely won't accept you if you don't request it. I can't order them to do it. I can just request that you be placed there.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll do the therapeutic community, 8 years in the prison, and give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing wrong.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. State, do you have the dismissal on that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome. All right, thank you.
Judge.
Always good seeing you.
Yes, sir.
Who's here on Malik Lampkin?
Your Honor, it's Mr. Navy.
Okay. Probation, this is an application. Let me find him on the docket. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Lampkin, why were you late today?
I have no excuse.
All right, that's not a good start for probation, for you asking for probation, you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 6907A, State of Texas versus Malik Lampkin. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
William Salazar for Mr. Lincoln.
and are you Mr. Lampkin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. And I see on the docket sheet that his attorney is listed as,
Mr. Navy, I'm with the same firm, Donovan Jones. I'm filling in for Mr. Navy today, Your Honor.
all right, do you have any objection to that, Mr. Lampkin?
No, Your Honor.
Showing you the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge, both paragraphs.
Right. Showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of robbery
Yes, Your Honor.
and and count 1, paragraph A and paragraph B? That's a second degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up that right and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been, I'm sorry, Mr. Lampkin, did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lampkin, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, state recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration county court cause numbers 690-730, 690-731, 690-732, 690-733. There's to be restitution, if any, to Isaiah Miramontes, payable, restitution payable to Maria Acuna in 690-731. Tony with an I, Andrea Marina in 690-732. Miranda Barrett in 697. Oh, my numbers are just all over the place right now. Miranda Barrett and 690-733. There's to be no contact with Isaiah Miramontes, Maria Acuna, Tony Marino, Miranda Barrett, and Colette Barclay, Kollette. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is asking that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, CATs 1 and 2, and the moral recognition therapy. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence
Yes, state offer states exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there would be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Your Honor, we'd like to delay the allow for PSI. I think Mr. Lemke and the court would benefit from a PSI potentially, Your Honor.
Why do I need a PSI? The state is recommending deferred adjudication.
Just to get into some of Mr. Lincoln's background that Mr. Navy is more familiar with as well.
When is Mr. Navy going to be available?
he should be available this week. His father-in-law passed away. I just think in the funeral.
Okay, if I can have the trial court certification. Norma, when do you want to recall this? And just give me a date for that. I'm aware that his father-in-law passed. Which date do you think?
Hard to say, Your Honor. I think the funeral could be anytime this week or next week. So I don't want to say next week, the following week, but then I don't know how close that is to the holiday.
We can do, when will the PSI be available? All right, then let's set it, give them PSI, and they can do a TAP evaluation. Mhm.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, so we're gonna come back on January 17th at 9 a.m. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And if you can check with Mr. Navy, and if that date doesn't work for him, just let us know.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right. There you go. The interpreter for which case? Because I don't have the. Uh, All right, Mr. Charis,
Yes, Judge.
you can come forward. Have you conferred with the state on this?
I did, Judge. They're opposed, but I think their opposition is a little
Okay, we'll find out.
questionable. Ma'am,
All right, where's your client?
he's here.
All right, come forward. All right, the court is calling night mag number 681-064, State of Texas versus Jose Arturo Jimenez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Catherine Pollard for the state.
Albert Chidas for Mr. Jimenez.
And are you Mr. Jimenez?
Yes.
All right, and we have an interpreter here. Can you raise your hand for me, please? The interpreter. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and if you could, you can lower your hand, if you could state your name for the record.
Mariana Rios.
All right, so we're here for a motion for a travel permit. State, have you had a chance to review the defense's motion?
Yes, Judge.
And are you in objection?
Judge, we're not in agreement. I would defer to the court. I just would want to make you aware that the complainant has family in the same location that the defendant is wanting to travel to. And with it being the holidays, it's possible that victim could be in that same location as well during the same period of time, but it's just the same city.
Coahuila, Mexico has over 3 million people there. They're both originally from Coahuila. He's a US citizen. They were married for decades. They're in their 60s. My client has no criminal history. He's a US citizen. The address on the motion is his family's home. He's not asking to go see her family. Although they've known each other for decades, so they could possibly go to his family's home. I called the complainant to ask her if she's opposed to the motion. She basically said, I don't want him associating with my family. And I said, well, he just wants to see his family for the holidays. Do you have any opposition to that? And she said, no, I don't. But if he shows up at my family's home, I'm going to videotape him if I'm there. And I said, I don't think he's going to show up to your family's home.
All right, state, knowing that, and Mr. Charis is an officer of the court. So knowing that, do you still have objections if the court were to put that Mr. Jimenez is not to have any contact whatsoever with the complainant's family?
We would not have objection, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Jimenez, I'm going to grant the motion, but you are not to have any contact with her family. If you all happen to be at the same location, you better leave, because your attorney has just informed the court that if you have contact with her family, it's going to be videotaped, and I'm going to know about it. Do you understand?
Yes, I do understand.
And Judge, I just want to, for clarification purposes, his family home, what if their complainant's family goes to visit the home?
Oh, to visit his family?
Yeah, because they're divorced, but the family don't hate each other.
Well, I mean, that's completely different. He is not to go visit.
He's not gonna go visit, but I'm just saying, there are some people that may want to go visit.
Well, no, I'm going to put in here that he is not to visit their family home.
Very well.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Oh, is there anything else? All right,
Thank you, Your
thank
Honor.
you.
May we be excused?
Yes. No problem. All right, Ms. Gallegos.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what is happening with your case?
I've spoken with my client. Is it possible to talk to the CLO or ADA, or do you just want us to approach you?
All right, do they have a number to contact you?
I had gotten it on email, but I had not gotten, I've not gotten a call back or confirmation of receipt according to my assistant.
All
So I
right.
can give them my cell phone number.
All right, just give me 1 second. If you have the court's number, because I don't want your cell phone number to be out for everybody. If you
Okay.
call the court and give them your cell number, they'll give it to the state.
Okay. I will do that right now.
Okay. She's going to call you with her cell number.
What number do you want me to call? The 2517 or the 22?
Yes, 2517.
All right, I'll do that right now. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Who's here on Robert Hickneck?
I am, Your Honor. And I did get a chance to confer some more as well, Judge.
Okay, and where are we on this case?
Well, as far as the case goes, I still don't even have full access to everything. That's just it's nothing about the state. That's just me in the portal. But I have it on pretty good authority. I think there's a couple of things that probably need to be done on our end, but I'd like to think that maybe just, one more free trial and then a trial setting, probably get it done. I know it's old. And as far as the bond issue, I know that the state does have a recommendation on that as well.
All right. State, do you have a bond recommendation?
Judge, I didn't look it up for myself, but I was told that it was previously 75,000, and so I told him I would ask to double it to 150,000.
I'm sorry, it was 7,500.
Okay, miscommunication. Then we would, sorry.
No, that's okay. I might have said 75.
We would ask for 20,000, Judge, and GPS.
We would ask for hopefully just to double it, Judge, to 15,000. I think that Mr. Hednick would be able to make that work. We just hope that, given the circumstances, we're happy to just get any bond set, but we do hope that the court will give some thought to whether the circumstances really merit the GPS. I know he missed and it's not good, but I know he made it to court
I mean,
several times
here's the
before
thing,
that.
he's been gone since August.
That's true. And I know that he was in Florida with his mom for most of that time, but I know it's a little long. If the court does decide to do that, I just hope the court will consider waiving the fees. It's my understanding that Mr. Hetnick really hasn't worked, let alone full-time, since he had a pretty big heart attack almost 2 years ago.
All right, court will set his bond at $15,000. GPS tracking, waive the fees. And is he on a ignition interlock?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
All right, continue with conditions of ignition interlock. Is there anything else?
That's all.
All right, and Ms. Ferguson, what date are we coming back on Mr. Hentnet? Yes. All right, your jury trial is going to be January 10th, January 10th.
If I may, Judge, and I could file a motion if need be, but can I have one free trial and then a trial date a little bit later than that?
No, this case is old.
All right, well, we'll try to get everything filed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
Who's here on Jacqueline Wallace? Oh, it's like I've,
Get out of this court.
yeah, I'm like, we constantly see you.
It's always great to see you.
You too. All right, what's happening with this case?
Judge, we've conferred with the state and we do not have a resolution at this time, so we'd like to be placed on the trial docket.
All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a trial date for Jacqueline Wallace, please. State, how long do you anticipate this case lasting?
3 days, Judge.
That sounds about right.
All right, we'll be back on January 31st. Of course, if you're still in trial with us, then.
I'm trial, you're right.
All right,
No, please no.
Ms. Wallace, on that date, you're going to be brought over dressed for trial. You'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something differently, you'll have to make arrangements with your attorney, but you'll need to file a clothing exchange and counsel if there are some issues with the clothing exchange. Let the court know and we'll see what we can do.
It shouldn't be a problem. Thank you. We'll get that straight.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so as we get closer.
Everyone, the court is recessing at 12. Who's here on April Zuniga?
Here, Your Honor.
Ms. Zuniga, come up.
Brian Kimbrough from Ms. Zuniga.
All right. Are we proceeding on this case?
No, Your Honor, I'm asking you if you could recall it 1 week. This is a first setting, just conferred with Ms. Zuniga. I do have offers, but she's given me some information that I wasn't aware of that I need to look into that I think is relevant to the disposition of the case. I don't really want to go into the details, but it's something someone I need to call.
Is this going to be contested?
I can't tell you, Your Honor. I don't know.
All right, Ms. On Zuniga, can you recall this for next week?
The 13th would be fine.
Recall for next week?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you back on December 13th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, are they ready for the plea? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Who's there? Melissa Castaneda? All right, what's happening with this case?
Just got indicted late October. I went through the file. I'm gonna ask for another setting so I can do some chemical research. The field test came back for a whole different drug than the lab test came back.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a regular reset on this case, please, for 30 days? All right, we'll be back on. Wait 1 second.
January 17th.
Okay. And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset.
Get you something to sign.
Yeah.
Could I see the file on Miguel Rios, please? Norma, I need the file on Miguel Rios. Delania Stevens. And Joshua Marcelios. Delania Stevens.
We're here, Judge.
Oh, where's your client?
She's right here.
She was late?
Were you late, ma'am?
Yeah, no, she was late. It's like, yeah. All right, we're recessing at 12. So anybody who doesn't work out anything in like 2 seconds, you're coming back tomorrow. I'm sorry, not tomorrow, Friday. And Joshua Marcellus. Yes. All right, could I have someone from the state on Miguel Rios, please? Court is calling 2022 CR 10121, State of Texas versus Miguel Rios. Could I have state announced, please?
Catherine Pollard for the state.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 12 p.m. Deputy Laura, was there a Miguel Rios answering? All right, state.
Could ask for a bond forfeiture.
All right, that will be granted. And the defendant will be remanded without bond. All right, there's a BF already on Mr. Marcelios. Can you make sure that that BF is in the system? All right, thank you. All right, who is the person who needs the interpreter?
I do, Judge.
Okay, thank you. This is our last case. Hello, do you need to go back in the breakout room with your client? You're on mute.
Sorry.
Oh, the state tells me they haven't talked to you yet, so just give them a moment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Brenda, this will be our last case.
Antonio Lucio Menendez. House, 2020 CR 7274 and 7275.
Okay.
74 is evading arrest vehicle, 3rd-degree felony. And the other one is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon versus a public servant, which is a 1st-degree
How is he gonna play?
felony. No contest. There may be some issues about restitution.
Okay. Okay,
So this way, in case they sue him civilly, he has to.
okay. Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, your client is citizen? Mr. Hernandez, is your client a citizen?
No.
The ones that I'm doing this is the last plea that I'm doing. The other people need to come back. Okay.
Hey, Judge.
I think everybody understands when people need lunch. Why don't you come back to the plea? You can come back and wait during the break, when we break from trial.
Un placer. Es un placer. No sé qué estoy avisando.
Es que tengo un homicidio mañana que vamos a ir a juicio.
¿Estás listo?
Pues estoy asistiendo a otro abogado,
Ok.
pero ya hemos revisado muchos. El problema es que dan sus declaraciones y dicen cosas. ¿Tú sabes que le dijiste que lo hiciste? No. ¿Sabes quién dijiste que estaba? No. Ok. Dan confesiones, admiten muchas cosas, pero no se recuerdan.
So Judge, you guys are in trial and we have a plea agreement. You want me to come back this afternoon? Is that right? When you guys start up,
You're starting at 1:30.
is there a way that we can come get it done before you guys start, or
No.
what do you want me to do?
Because here's the thing, everyone. And this is not against you or anything. I've been here since 9 a.m. It's now 12 p.m. Everybody needs a lunch break. Everybody needs a break. Brenda needs a break. And everybody waits till, I don't know, 11:45 or 11:30 to come in and just start working on things. So everybody can come back at 1:30, and when we have a break during trial, we'll take that. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, same as far as getting a trial settlement?
Yes. See y'all back this afternoon. Yes.
Yes.
No, your attorney is Bill Simmons. That's who is listed out on the thing. Just come back at 1:30. We'll see if he gets here, okay? All right, thank you.
Your Honor, may I be excused? May I be excused?
Have you talked to the state?
Oh, no, I didn't know who you,
All right, just give us a moment.
okay.
Judge DeLeon, we're just gonna finish up this one plea and then you're good to go.
They're yours. Sit over here either.
I think he needs the interpreter. Yes. 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 Everybody else. Yes. All right, thanks. No problem.
Any questions? Okay, I'll see you later this afternoon. Okay.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, which case is your client pleading on?
Both of them, Your Honor, running concurrent.
Aggravated assault, deadly weapon, and with evading arrest.
All right, if you can have it come up, please.
Before.
Court is calling 2020 CR 7274 and 2020 CR 7275. State of Texas versus Antonio Melendez. I have parties announced for the record for today
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense.
Miguel Hernandez.
Are you Mr. Melendez?
Yes.
The court sees that we have an interpreter. The interpreter, you can raise your right hand.
La
for me,
intérprete va a
please.
prestar juramento primero, ¿ok?
Do you solemnly swear affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
Lord,
Thank you.
and state your name for the record.
Mariana Ríos.
All right, defense, have you received
Defensa,
all the
¿has recibido
discovery
todas
and
las
each of these
pruebas?
cause numbers?
I have, Your Honor, have signed off on the discovery acknowledgement.
And each of the cause numbers, the
En cada
court will
uno de los
find that the
casos,
state is in compliance with
el
discovery.
Estado ha cumplido con
Mr.
entregar
Melendez,
las pruebas.
all of the documents I'm
Señor
going to
Melendez,
review
todos los
with you are in
documentos
English,
puede
with your
revisar con
attorney
usted.
able to
Están en
review
inglés.
those
Su
documents with
abogado
you
los pudo revisar con
in
usted en
Spanish.
español.
Yes.
And Mr. Hernandez, do
Señor
you speak
Hernández,
Spanish?
¿usted habla español?
I do, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Mr. Melendez,
Señor
did you
Melendez,
review the
usted
document
revisó el documento
entitled
que se llama
True Bill of Indictment in
la
each of these
acusación
cause
formal
numbers?
en cada uno de estos casos?
Yes.
And did you understand the
¿Usted
indictment in each of
entendió
those
la
cause
acusación en
numbers?
cada uno de esos casos?
Yes.
Stated each of the cause
Estaban
numbers are you
cada uno de
receiving
los
on the
casos, van a
indictments as
proceder
presented?
con el
Yes to both.
formales tal y como se las presentaron. Sí.
Counsel,
Abogado,
I'm sorry, Mr.
perdón,
Melendez, did you
señor Melendez,
understand
¿entendió usted
in 2020
en el
CR
caso
7274 you charged with the
7274 que lo
offense of
acusan de
evading
delito de
arrest
evadir
detention as a
arresto,
third degree felony?
que es un
The range
delito
of
mayor de
punishment is
tercer
anywhere
grado,
from
que
2
la
to 10
cárcel
years in
castigo
prison
es
and
a
up to
10 años en la cárcel
$10,000 fine. Did
y
you
hasta
understand?
$10,000 de multa. ¿Usted entendió eso?
Yes.
Did you understand in cause
Entendió
number
que en la causa
2020 CR 7275
7275
you charged with the
lo
offense of
acusan de
aggravated
delito
assault against the
de
public servant?
agresión en
The range
contra
of
de un
punishment for
funcionario
that
público.
offense
El
is
alcance
anywhere
del
from
castigo
5 to 99
es de
years
5
or
a
life
99
imprisonment. Did
años
you
en la
understand?
cárcel o cadena perpetua. ¿Sí lo entendió?
Yes.
Did you review the
Revisó usted el
documents and each
documento
of these
en
cause
cada
numbers
uno de
entitled
estos
court
casos que se
admonishment,
llama las
defendant waivers and
advertencias
affidavit
de
of
la
affidavits with your
y
attorney?
las habilidades
Did you
de
understand them?
información? ¿Usted las entendió y las revisó con su abogado?
Yes.
Did you understand in each of
¿Entendió
the cause
usted que en
numbers you
cada
have the
uno de
right
los
to jury
casos
trial, the
usted
right
tiene
for
derecho
you
de
or your
juicio por
attorney to
jurado
cross-examine and
y
confront any
contrainterrogar a los
witnesses the state
testigos
would call and the right
de
to
los
remain silent?
testigos que traiga la fiscalía y su derecho de permanecer en silencio?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this
¿Entendió
plea
usted que
bargain
al hacer
agreement
este
you were giving
convenio
up
que
those
va a
rights?
renunciar a esos derechos?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those
¿Usted
rights and
tenía
enter
la
into a
intención de
plea bargain
renunciar a
agreement
esos
in this
derechos
case?
y celebrar un convenio en este caso?
Yes.
Counsel, in each of the
En
cause
cada
numbers, has
cada
your
uno de
client
los
been able to
casos,
provide you
el
with any
presidente debe
defenses?
poder
He has, Your
ayudar a
Honor.
la defensa,
Do you
sí.
believe he has a
¿Usted
rational
cree
as
que
well as
tiene
a
un
factual
entendimiento
understanding of the charges
racional
against
de
him?
los cargos
I do,
en
Your
contra
Honor.
de él?
Do you believe he's currently
¿Cree
competent
que
was
tiene
legally sane
aptitud
at the time of
mental
the
y era
offense?
legalmente
I do, Your
sano
Honor.
al momento del delito? Sí, lo creo.
Mr. Melendez, in
Señor
each of the
Meléndez,
cause
en cada una
numbers,
de las causas,
has anyone threatened you,
alguien lo ha
coerced you, or
amenazado,
placed you in fear to get
porque
you to enter
tienen
the
bajo
plea?
temor para que usted dé su declaración.
No,
Anyone promise you
¿Alguien le
anything other than
prometió
the plea
algo
bargain
aparte
agreement?
del convenio?
No.
no,
Are you satisfied with the
¿Está
way you've been
conforme
represented?
con la representación que ha recibido?
Sí.
yes,
Are you a US citizen?
¿Ciudadano de los Estados Unidos?
No.
no,
State?
Estado.
Counsel, have you advised your client of the consequences of entering a plea of no contest or guilty in these cause numbers?
I have, Your Honor. We have discussed this situation and he understands that he will be deported probably on the finishing of his sentence or whenever he's paroled.
Mr. Melendez,
Señor Meléndez,
did your attorney advise you of the consequences of entering a plea of no contest or guilty in the application of federal immigration law?
en cuanto a las leyes migratorias,
yes,
Did that advice include
ese
possible
consejo incluyó las
consequences
posibles
such as
consecuencias, tal como
denial of
que le niegue
naturalization,
naturalización,
deportation, and
deportación
exclusion from
y
admission
exclusión
to
de
the
admisión
United
a los
States?
Estados Unidos?
Sí.
yes,
And did you understand
¿Usted
the
entendió las
consequences of entering
consecuencias de
into
dar
a plea today
una
as it
declaración
relates
el
to
día
your
de hoy
immigration
en
status?
relación a su estado migratorio? ¿Entendió?
what do you mean?
Do you understand the
¿Entiende usted
consequences
las
of entering this
consecuencias
plea
de dar esta
and how that will
declaración
affect
y cómo
your
eso
ability
le va a
to
afectar su
remain in the
habilidad
United
de
States
permanecer en
or
los
affect
Estados Unidos
your
o que le
immigration
afecte su
status?
estado migratorio?
Sí.
Yes,
All right, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial.
Renunció a su derecho de juicio porque pago
And each of the
en
cause numbers,
cada uno de los casos,
The state is
el
requesting that
Estado
your
está
client should be
solicitando
assessed at a period of 10 years.
periodo de
Cases
10
right
años, el
concurrently,
caso corte
there be
permanente,
restitution and
debe
cause
haber
number
indemnización en la
2020
causa
CR 7275 of $300 to Ruby Jimenez.
por víctima.
Did you understand that to be
¿Entendió
the plea?
usted eso como el convenio?
Sí.
yes,
Defense is at the plea.
¿La defensa
It is, Your
dice
Honor.
que el
State
convenio
is at the
o el
plea.
Estado?
Yes, Judge, but in 7275, we're asking for an affirmative finding.
Una ya está
And
fijada.
there's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon in 2020 CR
En el caso
7275.
7
Did you understand that to be the plea?
¿entendió esto así como que se ve el convenio? ¿El convenio?
yes,
Defense is at the plea. And each of the
Defensa,
cause
It
numbers,
is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the paragraph
¿Revisó
entitled
usted el
waiver of
párrafo
appeal
que dice la
paragraph with your
revisión
attorney? Did you
de
understand it?
¿Lo entendió?
And did you sign it in
¿Y
both
usted lo
places?
firmó en ambas partes?
yes,
Did you
yes,
understand by signing that you
Entendió que
waive
al
your
final
right to
eso estaba
appeal, the
diciendo
only
que
items
eso
that can be
apelaba
appealed
y
are
lo
written
único que puede
pre-trial
apelar
motions
las
that have
mociones
been
previas
filed, heard,
que
and
se
ruled upon by the
presentaron
court. Did you
y
understand?
y tomó la decisión de jueza. ¿Sí lo entendió usted?
Sí.
yes,
Counsel of any such motion.
Abogado,
No.
¿hay algún impedimento por
Then to
eso?
the
No.
offense in each
Al
cause number,
delito
how
en
do you
cada uno
plead?
de sus
Guilty,
casos.
not
¿Cómo
guilty,
se
or no
declara culpable,
contest?
no culpable o no, no contra?
¿Cómo?
no contest,
State any evidence to
¿Está
support the
alguna prueba
defendant's plea.
de
Yes, State offers State's Exhibit 1 and attachments for each case, and it should be the same judge.
We've had a chance to review, Your Honor. No objections.
Mr. Melendez,
Señor Meléndez,
did you review the
usted
document
revisó
entitled
el
waiver and
documento que
consent to
dice la
stipulation of
renuncia
testimony and
a las
stipulations
estipulaciones
with
de
your attorney?
testimonio
Did
y
you
las
understand?
estipulaciones con su
And did you
abogado?
sign it in
¿Lo
all the
entendió y
appropriate
usted firmó en
places?
todos los lugares apropiados?
yes,
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call the right to remain silent?
Y su derecho de permanecer en silencio, ¿entendió?
Sí.
yes,
Did you understand that today the state will
Entendió
be
que el día de
presenting
hoy la
evidence in the
fiscalía va a
form of
presentar
witnesses'
pruebas
statements and police
como
reports, but most
declaraciones y
importantly, there
reportes
will
de
be no
policía
live
y no va a
testimony.
haber
Did you
ningún
understand?
testimonio en vivo. ¿Usted entendió eso?
Sí.
yes,
Court will find that the
Esta
defendant
jueza
has knowingly and
determina que el
voluntarily
acusado
waived and consented to
a
stipulation of
sabiendas y
testimony and
voluntariamente
stipulation.
renunció a las
Court will accept
estipulaciones
into
de
evidence states
testimonio.
exhibits 1 and attachments that
Acepto
are
las
viewed the
pruebas
same.
número 1 y sus anexos y voy a revisarlos.
Right, after reviewing
Muy
states
bien, después de
exhibit 1 and
revisar las pruebas
attachments
número
in
1 y
each
sus
cause
anexos en
numbers,
cada
the
causa,
court will find there is
esta
sufficient
jueza determina
evidence
que
to find you
suficientes pruebas
guilty,
para
and the
encontrarlo
court will
culpable.
find you
Y
guilty.
esta jueza
Are
no
you
encontrará
proceeding with
culpable. ¿Va a
sentencing?
proceder con la
Judge, we have
sentencia?
the
Pues
request.
tenemos una
our advocate was out this week and honestly, this is the most movement, or first time we've had any movement on this case. So I wasn't able to contact our victim to see if he wants to give an impact statement. So I would ask if we could get a day or two reset for sentencing.
All right, is Friday enough time?
Yes, Judge.
Is Friday? Thank you.
The only problem I have, Judge, is I have a doctor's appointment or the cardiologist that I've been waiting for like 6 months to get. I gotta, in the morning, if we could do it closer to noontime, I think I could be here.
All right, what we'll do is we'll call this back for sentencing at, on Friday. And Ms. Ferguson, if you can put it at 12. is that good?
That's fine.
All right, we'll put it at 12 p.m.
Okay, that's fine.